For inside Anambra state, no be small thing o. As we dey talk now, they say that unknown gunmen don go carry Nigeria police o. As they carry them, they come carry one lawyer as well. Till today, they never see those people o. As we dey talk, this one dey happen for Anambra. Now police people come provoke o, enter hunting search o for inside the whole bush wey dey for Anambra to make sure they rescue these people o. That is the matter wey dey on ground as we dey talk now. They say that don't call chair, say that the protest will continue come the 1st of October. That is when the protest is going to continue, and these protests have no negotiation anymore as Nigeria government failed to meet up their demand for inside this protest. He said that this one, if he be revolution wey they talk all these years, is coming to visit Nigeria, that the bad governors must leave Nigeria. E no end for there. He said that in next year weekend, the minister of FCT must leave the office so that things will be better. Also said that the police for inside Lagos, the commissioner of police for Lagos and Abuja must go because they are the ones who shoot the protesters. He said that the consequence of those who buy the protesters, he said they go receive hurt during this revolution. My wonderful people, I'm going to play this video when they talk all those things. May you listen and hear what they go on as we they talk. Please share this video as many as you can, and do not forget to follow all our social media handles. Please give me like and give me thumbs up, and make sure say you comment because it help us to reach more people so that people will know wetin they go on. If you like wetin they do now, only way you fit support us. Now let me play you the video for you to watch, and before we come back and continue, don't forget say it's still there for Balabas gist. Watch the video.
Role of civil society in these events. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Showore. Mr. Showore, first off, let's ask you an evaluation of the past 9 days, today the 10th day. What's your view on the direction the protest has gone so far?
Well, it has been very, very successful, and I'm not saying it because we're involved. It is my own assessment, and we're starting to see that the people of Nigeria have woken up, and the sleeping parts of Nigeria also waking up. I watched this morning a clip by a group of Nigerians known as patriots visiting Tinubu in Abuja, asking him to start the process of making a people-oriented constitution. That's our number one demand out of the 15, and they made an eloquent request about the need for it. I cannot speak to the processes they suggested because that's not something that we are interested in right now. But people are waking up, and they also made it very clear that they told Tinubu and his security agents not to kill people who are legitimately asking for their rights. And you have seen that there's been a lot of rush in terms of interventions. Suddenly, they're releasing money left, right, and center for grants. They are making all kinds of efforts to to make sure that Nigerians are calmed down. But it is for us a little bit, too little, too late. But this is 10th day as I'm speaking with you. Abuja is on the streets to for the grand finale, and I think Lagos will join soon. Port Harcourt will do so, but we must not forget to mention that a lot of high-handedness, extrajudicial killings, and a lot of shenanigans by security agencies would not be overlooked. This was completely terrible handling of Nigerians who are asking for their rights peacefully that we saw in Kano, we saw in Kaduna, even in Lagos, where thugs were driven to various centers where protests were happening to beat up peaceful protesters, and even journalists, including your journalists. I'm surprised that you didn't ask the Lagos guy why they decided to send thugs to beat you guys up. But that's a conversation for another day.
Oh, yes, indeed. Speaking of the demands and the protests, today is the last day. Demands have been made, and the government, the president has come out to address it. And you also talked about somewhat of a negotiation or some sort of talks on the sidelines. But if I'm correct, about some days ago, you posted a non-negotiable list of demands that are core demands of the protesters. And those non-negotiable demands, I must have to ask, this is day 10, right? If it's non-negotiable, do you think that it's been achieved then?
No, this is day 10 of a series of revolts that will hit Nigeria if these demands are not met within a period of time. And let me let you in today, being the first, sorry about that, being the first station that we will tell this, that these protests will resume from the beginning of October. And they might even resume earlier, depending on situational variables. And when we start in November, we will not stop until these demands are met. So already that conversation is going on among planners and organizers and the public, members of the public about this. So
just to get it right, 1st of October, which is Independence Day.
Yes. Well, they're on Independence Day. We want to fight for real independence starting from that day.
Now, I must ask, given all of the situation that have occurred during the hashtag End Bad Governance protests, from the dispersing of protesters with live bullets, ammunition, to the curfews that was imposed, as well as the events that we saw in Kaduna and Kano, do you think that still going back on the streets to demonstrate is the answer to call for these demands?
Yes, because that's the only language they understand. They don't understand any language that is just mere sending letters to them. But this is not about sending love letters to people in government. People have been cheated. People have been abused. They have been deprived of their fundamental rights, social, economic, and political rights, and they're asking for redress. And so there's no going back in terms of there shouldn't have been a break, but it was the decision of those who are planners and organizers of this that we do our first 10 days as a rehearsal, and the main thing would hit after that.
Mr. Showore, certain agencies, governmental agencies, immigrations, finance and all, have talked about a certain scrutinies regarding people who they consider sponsors of the protests. First question is, are you a sponsor of the protests here in Nigeria? One, and if you are, have you noticed any indication that you are on some sort of watch list, whether by the immigrations or by the financial institutions here in Nigeria? And also your roundabout view regarding that watch list.
That's the people who should be on watch list. The people who created hunger, starvation, and unemployment, not people who are trying to erase it. But we are Nigerians and we understand how they think. The second aspect of it is that I have been on the watch list of Nigerian government since 1992, when I was part of the student leaders in Nigeria that fought against Ibrahim Babangida, then general and head of state, during Babangida must go. So I don't know why they are wasting their time mentioning watch list again. The third aspect of it, yes, we have our organization, the Take It Back Movement's account at UBA was frozen, and it still remains frozen as we speak. And when they reached out to us, they claimed that they can't find the documents we used in opening the account, which is ridiculous because there's no way you can open an account without documentation. But we know the game, and but it's also important on the fourth note and last that the individuals who are in these agencies who are making this ridiculous, utterly ridiculous and illegal statements should understand that there's no law in Nigeria or internationally that allows any citizen to be placed on watch list when they have not committed any crime known to your own Nigerian laws. So it is completely illegal, irresponsible, and reckless on the part of the immigration person to say that they are watching some people from diaspora, and as a result, if they come into the country, they'll hand them over. For me, I don't even care. Anytime you want to hand me over when I come back, I'm ready. And my bag is always packed. And I'm sure many people who got involved in this knew that there's going to be, they are in it for a long haul, and are not worried about
So,
this.
sir, just to
I know
be
you asked the question if I'm
absolutely
a
clear.
sponsor.
To be
Yes.
absolutely clear, did you just say that the Take It Back movement is responsible for or has been sponsoring the protest, just so that we're clear?
They are championing the protest.
Championing.
It's different from sponsoring.
Different from sponsoring. Could you tell us the difference between the two?
The protest is sponsored, or the revolt is sponsored by hunger. That's the main sponsor of the revolt.
Mr. Shore, I have to ask you, right? The truth of the matter is that protests are fundamental human rights for voices to be heard and for dissent, whether or not, especially in a democracy like ours, But we have seen in situations, or rather we've seen in past cases, for example, the Arab uprising, where we saw, or Spring uprising, where we saw different protests that set the stage for geopolitics, and it to be when intervention did come in, and that we saw other countries now take full ground, and then these countries are finding it a bit of a slow starts to somewhat of a normalcy with their governance. And I have to ask you, if you are asking for this protest, are you ready, given all that we've seen with Kaduna and Kano, with the waving of foreign flags? What are you doing, and what are the organizers and the sponsors doing, and the people at the forefront, to make sure that this protest doesn't set the stage for geopolitics and intervention of other, foreign entities?
There's no foreign entity here, and you must understand the context in which people are waving flags. All right, they're waving flags that they said was from Russia, and some of them have explained clearly and qualitatively that they don't feel like Nigeria supports their aspirations. So they're using that to spite the bad governance that has become Nigeria's situation. We also suspected, and we have made it clear, that this might be the handiwork of fifth columnists, because we've seen the military trying to make some moves. They're going to barricades, acting nice, and we condemned immediately that we don't support military rule. So no military should come and hide under this protest and take over power. And you realize that since we made that statement, the military guys and the flag wavers have also kind of tucked themselves back in. But there's no crime in waving any kind of flag. No crime in waving Russian flag, Palestinian flag in Nigeria. There's no law that says you can't put up a flag of another country during protests. That's why they call it protests. It's sometimes you use it to object to your own socio-political objective conditions, and say that's why they call it protest. And on the day of protest, people do things that they don't do on normal days. So don't let us make any big deal about waving Russian flags. But we have condemned those who are calling for military takeover. That we don't want the military. The military in Nigeria is worse. Worse than the military anywhere. I've experienced military rule before, up to 1999. I've lived in Abuja for 5 years, and I saw the senior military officers. They are as corrupt as their civilian counterparts. They are the ones who rig elections. They are the ones who abuse you. They are the ones who went and shot innocent protesters at Lekki toll gate. So don't even pray for or wish upon yourself military rule. And bad governors also include those guys in the military and the security forces, and we want to put an end to all of that.
So you have condemned those calling for military rule, however, not the waving of the Russian flag. However, there are laws that say that this is treasonous. However, my focus now would be the loss of lives.
Before you proceed, tell me which law says it's treasonous. Because I may not be a lawyer, but I frequent law courts a lot in Nigeria.
Yes, sir,
Can you tell me which section
by the sovereignty of
Nigeria?
any country, it is treasonous, actually. And also, note that
no.
they burned the Nigerian flag.
You can't make a pronouncement on TV, on national TV, or people watch internationally.
Mr.
What is
Shore.
treasonous about waving the flag of another country during protests? Tell me. Because, I've faced treason charges before, so I know a bit about treason or treasonable felony.
We won't make that the focus, sir. But I have one question regarding the loss of lives that have happened during the protest. We've had 21 people who have lost their lives. There was a procession yesterday inside of Lagos from Ojota all the way to Alausa, although they didn't get there. However, you've also talked about the fact that there would be a series of these actions, these protests that will continue. You've mentioned October 1st as one of those dates. What would you say to the loss of lives, and what reorganization would you make as a proponent of the protest so that there is not a reoccurrence of loss of lives?
The protesters and the organizers are not the ones killing protesters. It is the government. We've recorded so far almost 40 people killed by the police. Some of them at execution style. The army killed somebody in Zaria, and we've seen even police kill themselves. There's an immigration officer in Maiduguri who barricaded himself in an attempt to prevent protests and shot himself 3 times and died. So this is part of the problem we have. We have a lot of unprofessional persons that are handling little weapons. But that is why you saw that the protesters in Lagos yesterday also called for the removal of the IG, whose tenure expires, by the way, on September 4. I am also in support of that call that he should be removed. I'm in support of the call that the Commissioner of Police in Abuja be removed, and also that the Minister of FCT, Wike Naison, be removed as well. These are some of the 3 people that have escalated the protest more. And the army was trying to inject itself, as we were discussing earlier. You saw the Chief of Army Staff asking media not to cover the protest, and then later on threatening that they'll get involved. We have responded appropriately that the military has no business getting involved. And I believe that so far they have conducted themselves in ways that respect this view. We don't know what they will do next, but we know what we will do next, which is to reorganize ourselves and hit the streets bigger and harder.
For the next
my wonderful people, welcome back as I've watched that video and here wetin Showore talk for here, and let me give you the details of what is happening in Anambra. You know that since over the rendition of Mazi or the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of things are happening in Southeast. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said that if I was released, I am going to make sure that all these things stop, and he can do it because millions of people listening to him. But Nigeria government have refused because they don't want peace in Southeast. That is the reason why they are still holding this man. If they leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, all these things will end. But today, as we are talking right now, it have reaching to the stage of lawyer go dey disappear, police go dey disappear. This one now, they no dey for checkpoint, oh, they just dey, they go just disappear. Now wetin dey happen for inside that region as we dey talk now? Leave your comment in the comment section and let us know what you think and your stake in this thing that is happening, and do not forget to share this video so that other people will get the information and know wetin dey happen. Do you support Showore for the revolution that you want to lead in Nigeria, or do you support the round table for everybody to, or for government to make a provision for referendum for everybody to decide in faith? Let us know what you support and where you stand in comment section. Share the video. Thank you so much for watching.